Cats fans want. Noel hits one high to left field. That's a no-doubter for Noel.
One pitch, high drive to right, well stocked. That ball is going. That ball is gone. It's a brand new ball game. A two-run home run for George Valera. Swinging ball hit high, deep down the left field line. Beltray going back and set the ball and score. We're tied at 4 in the bottom of the 8th. In the air to right field, hit pretty high, hit pretty deep. That ball is gone. Ryan Lavastida with a walk-off home run.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Future Guardians of the Land podcast. I'm your host, Kevin Sleds. With me today, I have Cleveland Guardians. I did it again. Outfield prospect, Micah Pries. How you doing, Micah?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good. Still trying to get used to that name change, as is everybody.
Of course. Yeah, everyone is.
So how's things going with you? How'd the off season go, and how are the workouts going so far, getting ready for the season?
Yeah, it's been great. I've actually been working at first base a lot lately, just trying to transition between outfield and first base. Been training kind of everywhere, been in Arizona a lot. Went home to train for a little bit too. I got married this off season, so.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
Thank you. So it's been a wild off season just with that, and being in Arizona from California to Ohio for a little bit training as well.
And we have big news today. Just a little bit ago, they reached an agreement with the Players Association and the league. So major leagues are going to get started here. April 7th, I think, is opening day now. So, I mean, it didn't really affect you too much because, the minor league season was going on, but some of the guys on the 40-man roster weren't going to be able to play. So
yeah,
they're definitely in play now. So good for them, for sure.
Definitely exciting stuff.
Definitely. So how'd you get started in baseball? What age did you start playing, and when did you really start taking it seriously?
Yeah, so I started when I was young. My grandpa, he signed a pro contract when he was 17, and he played for a long time, all the way up to AAA. And then he became like a scout, director of scouting bureau for the Orioles. And so he's been in baseball for a while. So he initially got me into baseball. And then my dad also played professional baseball. He got drafted in the first round by the Yankees. So from a young age, I've always had a ball in my hand, always playing baseball. Ever since I was 2 or 3, T-ball leagues when I was 4. So luckily, I've had that heritage of people teaching me how to play, especially my dad, my grandpa, people close to me. Having an older brother that played baseball as well. So we always were able to compete with each other when we were young. So
very cool. So was there a point that you thought you might have a shot to go pro? Was it high school or college level? At what point did you kind of get in your mind that you might have a shot?
Honestly, it wasn't until like my sophomore year of college. I was always a skinny, scrawny guy in high school who could barely hit the ball at the infield. So I was just tall, and I was skinny as a little stick, and I got the opportunity to play at a D2 school in San Diego, where I finally put on some weight, finally gained a little confidence there. And after a sophomore year, that's when I kind of knew that I had a shot at playing pro ball, and really worked hard that next year. And my junior year, finally got drafted after that year. So.
Okay. So you went to Sarah Catholic High School in San Juan Capistrano, California. You were a 2-year letterman there. Any memories or moments that stick out from your high school career?
Oh yeah, we had a really good team. I think we're number 1 in the country for a little bit. Those last 3 years I was there, we won the Trinity League the last 3 years I was there. So we definitely had a lot of great memories. A lot of my buddies went on to play pro baseball as well, and a lot of them played at colleges around the country. So it was a lot of fun to play with those guys and watch them succeed as well throughout their high school and college careers.
Very cool. So you ended up at Point Loma Nazarene University in San Diego. How did you end up there? Was there other schools interested in you, or how did you end up at Point Loma?
So I only had two I only had 2 offers out of high school, and it was Point Loma and another D2 in Irvine. And so it was really just this decision between those 2. And I couldn't complain about Point Loma's baseball field. It's overlooking the beach. Campus is right on the water. My dorm room was right on the water.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, and then also being a man of faith, it was great to have a Christian school and somewhere to go to keep taking steps forward there.
Right.
So all around, there wasn't anything I could complain about, and it had everything that I wanted. So I was able to play baseball, go to the beach, study the Bible and everything like that. So it was honestly the complete set that I was looking for in college. So
yeah, I was going to say, what more could you ask for? It sounds like a pretty awesome
Yeah.
situation to be in as a college kid.
Yeah,
for
of
sure.
course. You're gonna have to look up the field later tonight. It's
Yeah, I will.
pretty
for sure.
sweet field.
So you were there for 3 years. You had a good career there, 329, 35 home runs in 152 games. Your last season there was pretty awesome, 318, 18 home runs, and you're actually second all time in the school with the 35 home runs. So what sticks out most about your college career?
Sticks out most about probably just like the friendships and connections I had there. The thing about that school too is being a Division II, a lot of people take it for granted, but there's actually really good competition. So I was able to compete with my buddies, and they always pushed each other to get better each and every day. So I always had great teammates that helped me learn how to work out in the gym, and that helped me put on a lot of weight, put on a lot of muscle to be able to hit those 35 homers. And a lot of good coaches that taught me how to pull the baseball and try to hit over the fence to right field and not try to spray it everywhere. So that's helped out a lot. And then on top of that, it was fun to show up to the ballpark every day there, being on the beach, having beautiful weather in San Diego. That helped contribute a lot too. So
Right, definitely. So you played in a couple summer leagues also. 2017, you played in the Alaska Baseball League, 308
Mhm.
34 games. What was that whole experience like being in Alaska? I wasn't even familiar with the Alaska Baseball League. I kind of read up on it a little bit. So how was that whole experience for you?
honestly, that's where like I really gained my confidence the most, was being there, being with a bunch of D1 players and watching them play against each other. And I was able to bat lead off there, and actually was able to do pretty well. The weird thing was the sun never set at night, and I had this room with huge windows, and like it'd just be light all night, and you kind of forget that it's night out. But we were able to play games at 8:00 without lights at night, and it was awesome. It was an awesome experience. Like perfect weather. You get the mountains in the background with snow still on in the summer, so it was pretty cool. And all the animals there, like you'd see bears just roaming around, moose everywhere.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Then in 2018, you played in the Cape Cod League. I know you only had 6 games, but I don't know. That's a pretty competitive league. How was that for you?
Yeah. That league was honestly the competition was unbelievable there. It was good to be a part of that, and I implemented myself like pretty good there. I know I only got 6 games, but it was definitely a good experience. It was definitely a great opportunity, and it's another part of the country that I wasn't able to see yet, being on the other side of the world. So that was definitely a good experience as well.
Very nice. So all this obviously led to you being drafted in the 13th round of the 2019 draft by Cleveland. So how to kind of take us through the whole draft process? How did that go? What were you doing on draft day?
Yeah, draft day, I remember I was watching it the first day, and me and my brother were drafted on the same day. So we obviously had a connection there, and we're talking about it. But I was actually, when I officially got drafted, I was actually just at the gym because my family was at work. My brother was at regional, so I didn't really have anyone to really talk to or hang out and watch it with. So I was kind of on my own at the gym, and finally got the call. So definitely a good experience.
That's definitely a different experience. A lot of the other guys talked about how stressful it was, and it was just like a huge weight off their back
Yeah,
once they finally got picked.
I was expecting it, but I also knew that I knew I would get the opportunity one day, and I knew I was kind of confident in myself in getting drafted. And then if not, I loved where I was at as well. So
Very cool. So were you familiar at all with the city of Cleveland or the organization?
not too much. I never been to Cleveland until last year when I went there in Lake County, and I wasn't really didn't really know much about the Cleveland baseball team at the time, but it's been a good experience. Me and my wife actually moved right outside the city this off season because she got a job downtown. So
Oh, nice.
it's actually been cool to see their winters. I know it's a little snowy there, but it's definitely been a different experience since California. It's been fun to see and fun to be there.
Yeah, it's been a little extra snowy this winter, unfortunately, but we're coming to the end of it, thankfully. So 2019, you get drafted and you report that you didn't appear in any official games. What did they have you do once you reported out to Arizona?
We pretty much just trained for the first few weeks, kind of just did some inter squads and stuff like that. I unfortunately got hurt like the second week there and needed Tommy John surgery, so I missed that whole season. So that was definitely a huge bummer. But with my time there at the facility, I was there for almost a year, just training in their clubhouse, training in their complex, and kind of just revamping myself. So.
Well, then you had the 2020 season that was unfortunately shut down by the COVID pandemic, but obviously you were rehabbing, so it maybe didn't affect you as it did a lot of the other guys. So how did the 2020 rehab season go? With obviously no minor league season, what did you do to rehab and get yourself back?
Yeah, I pretty much wasn't gonna be able to play that season anyways until maybe the later half of the year. So I went back to my house in California and stayed with my parents' house, and pretty much just worked out in the garage for the first 4 months until gyms were open again. And then I would just play catch and throw with my brother, and we'd try to hit together and find fields like my old high school to hit at. So I was very fortunate with having someone to be able to train with, and then also very fortunate that my parents would let me be able to train in the garage and use what I could use during that season. But it was definitely a lot tougher. I remember I don't think I wasn't able to hit till like August of 2020.
Oh, wow.
And then coming back that next year, like 6 months later, we started playing games again and in spring training, and I haven't played it for 2 years. So it's definitely I definitely worked myself pretty hard to make sure I was ready for that.
So 2021 comes around, you finally get to play. I know you started out on a rehab assignment in Arizona Complex League and moved your way up to low A and high A, and then ended up you were on the Akron roster towards the at the end of the year.
Yeah.
So you got to experience the whole playoff run.
Yeah, for sure. That was a hell of a time.
So how was it to finally get on the field in 2021 once you were able to play in the Arizona League?
Yeah, it pretty much. Well, so I was in low A, and then I got hurt in low A, so I went back to rehab my hamstring, and then I went back to high A, and I was excited. It was first time in 2 years that I got to play in a stadium. It was first time in 2 years that I got to be on the field and compete with other players. But I kind of I didn't put too much pressure on myself. I knew I didn't play for 2 years. I kind of just went out there and just played it relaxful and confident, and just try to be like, wherever this takes me, it takes me, because it's been 2 years and wasn't really sure what to expect. So I knew that gave me a little ease off the pressure on myself a little bit.
Right. Well, you performed pretty well. You hit 296 combined with 12 home runs. So going from Lynchburg at low A to Lake County high A, was that a big jump for you? Was there a big transition?
Honestly, not too much. The competition obviously gets a little older. It gets a little more fluent, and people could play better defense, hit their spots a little better. But at this level, everyone throws hard. Everyone has nasty pitches, and everyone's all around a good player. So no matter what level you're at, you're always going to see really good competition. And obviously it's going to get a little better each time as you move up. So,
right. Now you spent a little bit of time at Lynchburg. Did you get to know Andres Melendez?
I did.
Okay. Yeah. Any memories? I know I've asked some of his former teammates for some any favorite memories they had with him.
Yeah. And he always showed up to the ballpark with a smile on his face. He was always happy to be there. I know we'd always have great conversations before games, and he would always try to talk to my girlfriend at the time. And I think the biggest memory was just like him being there and his smile on his face every day, and never complaining, never pouting, never being sad, just always happy. So
yeah, it's the same kind of stuff I've heard from just about everybody, just what a great guy he was and always happy. Yeah. And just such a tragic situation, unfortunately.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
So we mentioned you spent the last part of the season with Akron. You got to experience that playoff run and the championship, and Bo Naylor hitting the walk-off, which was insane.
Just being there and being all around with those guys the Guardians have such a great organization of great players with great attitudes, and everyone roots for each other. So to see Bo hit that walk-off and everyone celebrate him and celebrate each other because the great year that they had. And fortunately, I got to be there for a couple games, and it was great to see. And it was good to be in that environment, especially going into next season. So.
Right. That was awesome, especially for Naylor. He kind of had a struggled offensively last season, but to come out and get that big hit and win the championship was just awesome.
Yeah. And it was great to see everyone like believe in him and knew that he was going to be the guy to come up and do it. So
yeah, definitely.
It was a lot of fun.
Right. So what are your personal goals for the 2022 season?
I would just say the biggest goal this year is just to stay healthy. I know that I've had a lot of bodily health issues in the last 2 years, from my elbow to my hamstring last year. So pretty much just staying healthy, just staying confident throughout the year, and just trying to hit the ball hard, and definitely working on defense too. I know they got me at first base a lot now, so kind of working there defensively and learning the game from a different position.
How's that transition gone from the outfield to first base?
Definitely a lot harder on the body, and it's actually a lot harder than most people see, especially with all the shifts nowadays. But it's been good. The transition's been I would say tough, just because I've been working so hard these last couple months. But in the long run, I know it'll pay off, and I know it's been helping a lot. So
it's definitely good to have flexibility to help you get to the big leagues for sure.
Yeah.
All right. So before we wrap it up, we'd like to do a little segment called Getting to Know Your Guardian. It's 10 kind of fun non-baseball questions. So whenever you're ready, I'll throw them at you.
Yeah.
All right. So if you had to play another sport professionally besides baseball, what would it be?
Well, if I was good at it, I would definitely play golf.
Golf.
Yeah.
Do you play much?
I try to play much. I play once or twice a week, usually with my dad and brother back home, or I try to get out my buddies here in Arizona sometimes. But it's just one of those sports that, if you're good at it, you could kind of just relax, and you don't have to, it's not too physically taxing on you. So.
Right. So how about if you couldn't play professional sports, what occupation would you desire?
I've always wanted to be like a investor. So like I would say I would want to do like stocks or something and on Wall Street if I was dreaming big. So
okay. How about a favorite game day snack or a meal?
I'll eat a lot of peanut butter sandwiches, just plain peanut butter and bread, or like chicken and rice. I eat that too a lot before games.
Okay.
Nothing too special.
Sure, right.
I'm a pretty bland eater, so.
Yeah, you don't want to eat anything that's going to bog you down either.
Yeah.
How about your favorite takeout?
Favorite takeout? I can't go wrong with In-N-Out. I know they don't have it in a lot of parts of the country, but in California, I'd say my favorite takeout is In-N-Out.
Okay. How about your favorite music genre and favorite group or solo artist?
I would say I usually listen to country music a lot, and I would probably say my favorite group is probably Zac Brown Band. And then right now I kind of like Luke Combs or Morgan Wallen. They're also up there with me.
How about your favorite movie of all time?
That's a tough question. I mean, favorite movie of all time. I don't watch a lot of baseball. I like The Blind Side though. I would say.
Yeah, that's a great one.
That's a great sports movie where like it shows about someone overcoming adversity and fighting through and make it to the NFL one day. So
yeah, very inspirational for sure.
Yeah.
How about your favorite pro athlete growing up in any sport? Doesn't have to be baseball.
Definitely it's Kobe Bryant. I know as a boy I always watched him play. We were huge Lakers fans. We even named our dog Kobe when we were young, and he was always an inspiration to my family, and we always loved to watch him and how hard he worked, and no matter what, didn't give up. So
that's a good one for sure. About your biggest fear or phobia?
I would say my biggest phobia is I'm scared of heights. Like if I'm in a tall building or something like that, I honestly instantly feel like I'm falling off for some reason. But I have gone skydiving before to try to overcome them. So it hasn't worked too well, but it's definitely, I definitely tried.
That's probably my biggest fear too. I don't know if I could do the skydiving thing.
Yeah, it's a great experience, but it's definitely a huge risk.
Definitely. All right, and save the best for last. I know you just got married, but who's your biggest celebrity crush?
I would say probably Jennifer Aniston.
Okay, that's a good one.
She was great in Friends, and yeah, and I don't know.
Never seems to age either.
Yeah, never seems to age, and always a great actor in the movies that I watch. So
definitely. All right, so what do you want to tell the Guardians fans about what to expect from Micah Pries in 2022?
Just someone who's going to be consistent and be a hard worker and bring a positive attitude to the field every day. And whenever they come out to watch, or just if they ever experience me, hopefully it's just positively, and always want to put the others first. So
awesome. All right, well, I won't take up any more of your time. I appreciate you coming on, and wish you good luck this season.
Thank you.
If you end up in Akron, I'm only 20 minutes away, so I'll definitely come out and see you play for sure.
Awesome. Sounds good.
All right,
Thanks for having me on.
No problem. And everybody else, make sure you subscribe and follow. Give us a 5-star rating on Spotify, Google, Apple, wherever you listen to your podcast. And we will talk to you next week.
Thank you.